Well, hello, Decker community. If you can hear me, give me a great big thumbs up. If you can see me, give me another one. If you would, please. See if I can communicate with you here. There. See if I can find myself. Awesome. All right. Well, if you can hear me, let's get started. All right. Little delay here, it looks like. Nothing new in the land of live video. There we go. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, put my phone right there, see if I can keep track of all the comments. Hope that you have comments, questions, little Q&A here today for July 16th, 2018. We are going to start doing our weekly Q&A here on Facebook. So if you don't hear what you want today, of course, you can give us a call here at our recruiting department, 888-668-0698, or hop on next week. But give us a call at the recruiting department. We are manned and ready to go and answer more questions, more specific to your own needs and area, most likely. Also, during this Q&A or during this Facebook Live, if you have any questions at all and want to talk to a recruiter, again, that's the telephone number, 888-668-0698. I did leave it in the description. You can apply at any time at drivedecker.com. If you are a current driver, leave your comments. Let's answer those questions and take care of you. And as always, you can get a hold of other departments, our safety, our driver managers, and our driver services if you have any questions and need something taken care of. But we are here and ready to help you out. So before we get into anything specific, just as a reminder for those of you who are new to Decker and new to knowing what Decker is all about. Sorry, it's a little noisier than I expected here. Let's see if I can cut down on the noise for you, because that has got to be annoying. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can make this work. So if you're new to Decker Truck Line or don't know much about us, we are a 48-state carrier. We do a lot of over-the-road refrigerated. We do a lot of flatbed. We haul hopper, Cargill from Fort Dodge, Iowa to Blair, Nebraska. We've got some van positions that even more dedicated van positions that have opened up. So we're opening up a lot of opportunities for our current drivers as well as new drivers. Now, this is still going on. So I'm going to, every time someone comments, it's going to beep. Okay, hopefully that's a little better. Okay, so where was I? Back on track for what Decker is all about. We've been around since 1931. Mr. Decker kind of took over from his uncle and grandfather back in, I believe in the 80s. But Decker has been around since 1931 and going strong, and we are doing great to bring more to our drivers and more to our communities. So if you have any questions, concerns, please leave them in the chat box below. J.W. Robinson, good afternoon to you. And Ryan, good afternoon to you as well. Hello, hello. All right, so diving in, a couple of details on what we've got. We have several different divisions. These are our main divisions. Our over-the-road refrigerated based out of Missoula, Montana. Our Midwest refrigerated out of Fort Dodge, Iowa. Our Midwest flatbed based out of Fort Dodge, Iowa. And our over-the-road flatbed based out of Bessemer, Alabama. So those are our main four divisions that we have, but branched off of those, we have a ton of opportunity. Like I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, we have dedicated or semi-dedicated van positions that run a lot of the Midwest and even down into the Georgia area. And that creates a lot of opportunity for those of you who need to, maybe you don't run the nights as well, because a lot of over-the-road refrigerated or a lot of refrigerated runs more nights than maybe the flatbed or a van does. So maybe if you're looking for something like that, or not looking to work so hard in the flatbed division, then that van is an opportunity that still gets you good miles. So Mark, for 21 months, It depends on where you live and what division you're looking for. So why don't you give me a little bit of detail on where you live and what division you are looking for. And I should mention, when you have any questions, please give as much detail as possible so that I can give you a good estimate on what we would be paying you, what opportunities we have for you. So where you live, city and state is very helpful, as well as the number of months that you have and what division you're looking for. So hi, Jeffrey. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us, you guys. So the flatbed division, or excuse me, the Midwest division that I was mentioning, if that's what you're referring to, Mark, and you live in the Midwest, especially along I-80, then different opportunities will, for semi-dedicated, get you home about every 14 to 17 days on that one, running a lot of the same drop and hook, I guess, it's drop and hook on the loading side, and then on the delivery side, it's more live loading and unloading. The Fort Wayne, Indiana, I've got both refrigerated and flatbed out of there. Great opportunities if you're looking to go over the road. If you're looking to be home weekly, I've got that as well in both refrigerated and flatbed. Over the road would get you home about every 14 to 17 days. And depending on your experience, you can make up to 52 cents a mile in the flatbed and up to 50 cents a mile in the refrigerated. Most of our divisions, especially our main ones, our Midwest refrigerated, our Midwest flatbed, our over-the-road flatbed, and our over-the-road refrigerated all have a $5,000 sign-on bonus for both company and owner-operators. 6 months recent in Albany, Georgia. So, Michael, you're looking at most likely flatbed in that area, and that would start you at about 45 cents a mile if you have flatbed experience as well. So it's 45 cents a mile. You do get a penny raise after 90 days, and then you'll get a penny raise every year on your anniversary until it's capped out. So the $5,000 sign-on bonus for flatbed is paid out on your 1-year anniversary, and you do need to run a minimum of 100,000 miles in the year. I don't have a lot in the Northeast, John. We've got Baltimore, Maryland, we've got some there. Richmond, Virginia, depending on how far Northeast you're talking. But Richmond, Virginia, we do have a dedicated van position out of there that will get you home every other day. That's a great opportunity for good miles, the $5,000 sign-on bonus, increased pay. So that is a great opportunity. But in the Northeast, I've got some flatbed that'll reach into Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, maybe a little bit of refrigerated into that area as well, but not a whole lot of opportunities further northeast of that. Dry van. Okay, so 6 months. Oh, excuse me, Michael. So let me back up here. So in the dry van, I'd have to double check for you, and maybe I can get someone to double check with Albany in the dry van. I think I don't have any dry van options, I believe, in that area as of right now. I think that they were full out of the Georgia area. If you're living in Vegas and you're looking for an over-the-road refrigerated position, you'd be based out of Missoula, Montana. Great miles in that division. You're looking at 27 to 3,000 miles a week on average. Like I said, great miles, average length of haul of over 1,100, and the pay up to 48 cents a mile depending on experience. So Matthew, if you could just give me an idea of how much experience you have, I'll give you a little bit more detail on that pay. You do get a penny raise after 90 days as well in that over-the-road refrigerated division, and $5,000 sign-on bonus for the refrigerated positions and the van positions. The $5,000 sign-on bonus is paid to you on your 1-year anniversary, and you do need to run a minimum of 110,000 miles for that in the year. Ian, with local experience, we do look for 3 months of over-the-road tractor-trailer experience. However, if you only have local, and your local, depending on how local it is and what equipment you are running, we still might be able to give you an opportunity. If you have a chance to visit with one of the recruiters, please call them at 888-668-0698, and we might be able to help you out there. I think maybe in the flatbed division, but we will double check based off of your area and stuff. Kenny, you worked here 15 years ago, or if you did, let us know, and we'll see what we can do about getting you back. If you miss it, Doors are open, right? Call a recruiter at 888-668-0698. And if you hear about any position that you are interested in, you want to jump on, go ahead and apply right now at drivedecker.com. When we get your application, we will give you a call, but of course you can always call the recruiter as soon as you apply to make sure that we've received it and take care of some of your questions right out of the gate. That number again is 888-668-0698. And you can apply at drivedecker.com. Our new website, still working a few things out on that, but we are getting more and more updates and a lot of information provided for you on that website. So we're liking that. So in the Bedford, Iowa, any local Midwest dedicated drop and hook live unload. Okay, reading everything to you guys. If your license is valid, JW, if your license is valid and you just don't currently have your current medical card, we do a physical during orientation. So get you all pre-approved, ready to go, make sure that you meet all of our qualifications everywhere else. And when you come in for orientation, the physical is part of that, as well as a drug test, hair follicle, and the urinalysis, the PCE, which is a physical capacity evaluation, a driving test, extended driving test for those who might not have been on the road as recently as some of those others, or they don't have as much experience. You know, if you have like 7 or 8 months, extended road test instead of the normal road test that we have. But JW, we do have, to answer your question, we do have some opportunities in the Midwest that are regional, depending on where in, let's see, Bedford, I'm trying to think of where that's at. I've got a Cargill load that's running from Fort Dodge to Blair, Nebraska, and that is home nightly, and it's just going back and forth. So that one's home nightly, pays 42 cents a mile. Kenny. Flatbed, it depends. There's a couple of different divisions with flatbed. So we've got the Midwest division, which runs basically from Minneapolis. Now, I'm giving you an area here, not necessarily the specific routes, but it runs between Minneapolis, St. Louis, Kansas City, as far as Pittsburgh, PA, a lot of Illinois, a ton of Indiana, Iowa, of course, a lot of that. So that is the majority of where my Midwest flatbed runs. That would mostly, in most cases, and more confined you will be running and home weekly. Now, we just came out with the Midwest flatbed that is has guaranteed pay as well. That's $13.50 if you live in, and let me just double check the area so I'm not giving you the wrong information. But okay, so if you live between Mason City to Fort Dodge over to Chicago, over to Milwaukee, and back to Mason City, that is going to get you home weekly, and it's going to get that guaranteed pay for the flatbed for $13.50. Now, the guaranteed pay, the more, if you make more per mile, which you can make up to 52 cents a mile in the flatbed, if you're going to make more per mile based off of the number of miles that you run than you would the $13.50, you're going to get the better of the two. The higher of the two, so you get that. And it is still a $5,000 sign-on bonus for those that's paid on your 1-year anniversary in one lump sum, and you need to run a minimum of 100,000 miles for that. So I hope that answers your question. Sorry, I got to scroll back up here to make sure I missed a couple. All right, Matthew. Okay, so 6 months experience, Matthew. Let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure you're at 40 cents a mile. You're in Vegas, right? Yeah, okay. So Matthew, 40 cents a mile is what you'd be looking at. 10 cents of that is per diem. Same with my other over-the-road positions. 10 cents per mile is per diem. And you do get a penny raise after 90 days. You'll get a penny raise every year on your anniversary until you reach the cap and that $5,000 sign-on bonus. In Matthew out of Vegas, you'd be looking at a 5,000 sign-on bonus for the over-the-road refrigerated. That's once you meet the minimum of 110,000 by your 1-year anniversary. Awesome. You can't drive anymore. Wow, Kenny, I was a little slow on that comment. Depending on where you're at, you should give us a call, see what's available in your area. Now, we have terminals in Bessemer, Alabama, where we do a lot of our flatbed. We have Fort Dodge, Iowa, of course, which is our corporate office. Then we have Missoula, Montana, is our over-the-road refrigerated. And we've got a couple others that if you're looking in the Davenport area, you should check us out. You can get a hold or go online to deckercompanies.com for that. Now, for the driving positions, go to drivedecker.com to apply. Very cool. Thanks, sir. All right. Hang on, JW. I got to make sure. Out of Iowa. So if you're looking for the over-the-road refrigerated, you'd be looking at 43 cents a mile with 3 to 6 months. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. So you're looking at 40 cents a mile for the over-the-road that's based out of Missoula, Montana. And you are looking at 43 cents a mile if you're running out of Fort Dodge, Iowa. Now, the difference between the two with the Midwest division that's based out of Fort Dodge, you're going to have a shorter length of haul per load, well, on average at least, but you're also going to get weekly home time in where you're at because you're out of Iowa. So you're looking at weekly home time. Whereas in the over-the-road refrigerated, you're looking at 14 to 17 days out at a time, average length of haul over 1,100, great miles in both cases, but you need to decide what would be more important, if home time is going to be more important to you or more miles, or maybe even the running area. Because in the over-the-road refrigerated, you're running a lot of the west, and out of Fort Dodge, you're running more of the Midwest towards the east. But home time is the majority of the difference on that one, and miles. You betcha. You betcha. Now you can do lease purchase. Ryan, I can't remember where you were at or if you had put that in there. We do have lease purchase. We do require 90 days for the lease purchase to go into effect or before you can do the lease purchase. So run as a company driver for 90 days first, and then you can roll into it. If you have more questions on it, or if you have lease purchase or owner-operator experience, then get a hold of our recruiter, talk to them directly before you make any decisions. Get a hold of them at 888-668-0698. I kind of rattle off that number a little quick. So 888-668-0698 to get more information on that lease purchase and how it will apply to you. There are a number of states that we don't do lease purchase. California, Colorado, Nevada, DC, Connecticut, well, which we don't do, Maryland, Illinois, Massachusetts. There's a number of states that we don't offer it in at all. California, I think I already said that one. So make sure that it's a state that you're in that we have it. Feel free to ask, by the way. Matt, depending on when you applied, we might not have had a local position at the time. So let me, give me a second here. I will give you a holler back as soon as this live is over, or I'll have somebody give you a call as soon as this live's over and let you know if that position is still available. As far as I know, it's still available. It could have changed here within the day. So, but as far as I know, it is the Cargill load that's 3 to 11, goes from Fort Dodge to Blair, Nebraska. And it is not always available. It's just one position that I've got right now. 5 years experience. No, so it's 42 cents a mile. It is a base of 42 cents a mile on that one. 10 cents of that is per diem, or excuse me, and no per diem, I believe, on that one because of home daily. Matthew. So Matthew, I want to make sure that I'm understanding what you're asking here. If you don't have a full year of over-the-road experience, then we can do an extended road test to determine whether or not you need to go with a trainer. If you are a new graduate and have graduated from a PTDI certified school and have a minimum of 160 hours at that school, then, and that's all the experience you have, or just 3 or 4 months of experience, then yes, you'll have to go with a trainer. And training pays you $500 a week while you're with a trainer. And that really is based off of how much experience you have up front and how well you're doing while you're with a trainer. So that can be adjusted a little bit. It's usually 3 to 5 weeks of training if you just recently graduated. So $500 a week. Now that's on top of our $800 that you get for orientation. And as of right now, we are doing a $100 gift card in addition to the $800 for orientation. Orientation pay is $400 the week of orientation, which is basically 5 days for flatbed, 4.5, 5 days for refrigerated. And you'll get the second $400 the following week direct deposited. You'll already be on the road, whether you're with a trainer or not, but that second $400 fills the gap so that you are getting money every single week and you're not having a gap during your transition over to Decker. Oh, JW, great question. So the pet and rider policy, as of the 15th of June, we do have a pet policy. We do allow pets, we do allow dogs, excuse me, that are 35 pounds or less. And there are some requirements that they need to meet, of course, so making sure that they're a non-violent breed and that they're less than 35 pounds or 35 pounds. And also there is a deposit, $750 deposit, $250 is non-refundable, but the rest is refundable. So for more details on that, get a hold of a recruiter at 888-668-0698. Great question, JW. Also for the rider policy, after 90 days, then we can have a rider. It's $25 a month for ages 10 to 69. And again, that's for our rider policy. Ryan, bear with me. Illinois, we have, let's see, Illinois, nuts. Yeah, Illinois is not a lease purchase state for us right now. We don't currently have that available. Or owner operator for that matter. Oh, thank you for clarifying. Yes, we do need that. We do have that Cargill position at 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Could you please give Matt a call and just verify with him that he lives in the area for that? If he's in Fort Dodge, then absolutely. Annette, all right. So for all of you who don't know, Decker has an awesome referral bonus, a referral plan, and it works in sections. So within a year's time, or within the calendar year, if you refer 1, 2, or 3 drivers that are hired on for Decker, then it's $1,500 per driver. And it's paid out all within 90 days. So no matter how many drivers you have, it's all paid out within 90 days of their first dispatch. And for drivers 4 and 5 within the that were hired within the calendar year, you'd get a $2,000 sign-on bonus for each driver and a $2,500 sign-on bonus for drivers 6 and up. And that is just part of the referral plan. It's pretty amazing, to be honest with you. So there's the grand prize, which is, I believe it's a trip to Vegas right now. So trip to Vegas, $2,500, I think $2,500 cash or trip to Vegas can be that one. We have quarterly prizes, quarterly drawings for it, as well as referral business cards and jackets. And I mean, there are a number of different things for that referral bonus. And definitely, if you are a happy camper and you like what Decker offers you, feel free to share that and reap the benefits. The number is 888-668-0698. If you have any questions, again, that referral bonus pays out within 90 days. So I am not going to say your name because I feel like I will destroy it. But Mr. Osman, if you are a student and you graduated from a PTDI certified school and a minimum of 160 hours, get a hold of us if you're a recent graduate, so that we can get you all set up, make sure that you're in the hiring areas, and that we have an available position for you. And training is 3 to 5 weeks. So 3 to 5 weeks with a trainer, we pay you $500 a week. Six-year experience. All right. Matthew, I'm sorry, I'm just getting back to your comment here. If you have 6 years experience, is that recent? If it's recent, then you wouldn't have to go with a trainer. So maybe I answered your question incorrectly, or I misunderstood your question. But if you have 6 years experience and it's recent, you wouldn't have to go with a trainer. If it's been 3 or more years since you've driven, then you definitely have to do an extended road test, if not get a minimum of 3 months of over-the-road experience. All right, very cool. We do hire out of California. Sorry, I'm scrolling. We do hire out of California for our over-the-road refrigerated that's based out of Missoula, Montana. Again, great miles for that division. You've got a great team up there, and they take good care of you to make sure that you're getting the good miles, that you're getting the home time you need. It's 14 to 17 days out for out time, and then home for 2 to 3 days. It's usually a day and a half for every 7 days you're out. For California, the Riverside area, Los Angeles, if you're close to that, Fresno, Sacramento, basically along I-5 in between there, then you're probably in the hiring area. You're probably in a good position there. If you're south in San Diego, or if you're north in Redding, those are outside of our hiring areas, and you just wouldn't get the home time. We wouldn't be able to hire you for there. California, if you're close to Tony, if you're close to like the Reno area, then we definitely hire out of Nevada in Reno and Vegas areas. Awesome, Annette. If you got any input for him, that's fantastic. Spokane, Washington, in the beautiful state of Washington, we do have over-the-road refrigerated. Same as I was mentioning before, it's about 14 to 17 days out of Spokane as well, and then home for 2 to 3. You'd be based out of Missoula, Montana, so just over the hill, and you'll go to our 4-day orientation in Missoula, and Brian will take care of you and get you out running and making some money, usually by Friday. We pay you $800 for completing orientation, $400 the week of, the second $400 the following week, so you're not having a gap in between your pay, and bonus $100 gift card. I usually paid out on Tuesday, I think, and that's just a gift card, Visa gift card that's handed to you. The rest of it, the first 400's on a com check, the second 400 is direct deposited. I know, Ronald, we have tried, haven't we? You want that so bad. Yes, sir. Fontana's a good spot. Yeah, Tony, absolutely. We've got freight into there, 14 to 17 days. That is a good spot. We've got a drop yard not far from you. Calhoun, Georgia, you're looking at flatbed home weekly. And if I didn't mention that, for our over-the-road flatbed division that's based out of Bessemer, Alabama, if you live in Georgia or if you live in Alabama, we can get you home weekly, which is fantastic because I get calls all the time out of that area wanting to get home more often than every 2 weeks. That weekly is awesome. You're still getting good miles. You're getting the home time. Decker's just doing a good job of taking care of you. Yeah, stop on in. Stop in, Matthew, at the terminal there, and we'll show you around. All right, I think I'm catching up to the comments. If not, all right, awesome. If you have any questions or concerns, if I haven't answered what you need answered or what you're hoping for, then go ahead and leave it in the comments section. And we do have some dedicated lines, Tony. I don't have any dedicated out of Fontana, California right now. Nothing out here in the West that's dedicated, but I can sure get you the good miles out here, and I can still get you home every 2 weeks for a couple of days. I knew what you meant. Teams is also a great opportunity for us. If you're a team member and you're bringing on a team member, we don't usually set you up with a team member when you come in here. So if you come on as a team, we start off at 50 cents a mile for our teams, and the more miles you run, the more pay you get. And the weekly pay is 50 cents a mile split, so 5 cents a piece for per diem. 5 cents of that 50, or excuse me, 5 cents of that 25 is per diem, so it's not taxed. And then the more miles you guys run within the month, the more pay you get per mile. That's going to be paid to you on a bonus the month following. So I'll do my best to explain this, but if you were running, if you ran between 12 and 14,000 miles for the month, every week, every Friday, you'll get the direct deposit of 50 cents a mile for the truck. And at the end of, say, July, on the third pay period in August, you will get your bonus for all the miles that you ran in July. So if you ran between 12 and 14,000 miles, you'll get an extra 2 cents a mile, an extra 4 cents a mile if it was between 14 to 16,000 miles a month. 16 to 18,000 miles a month is an extra 6 cents a mile, and anything over 18,000 miles a month is an extra 8 cents a mile. So definitely up that. And it's a $5,000 sign-on bonus for our teams as well. Remember, it's $110,000 for the refrigerated. So that's going to be split to the truck. So the pay to the truck and the bonus is all split. But you get paid on all dispatch miles. So Matthew, when is the best time to talk to a recruiter or... Oh, to walk around. Sorry, got to catch up. Really, Tuesday or Wednesday is going to be probably better. If you stop in and you can go, I think it's Lakeside Sales, there's the orientation office. That way you can talk directly to a recruiter. So you've got the big building, and it's right next to it where the orientation and everything is held. So there's trucks parked right around it. If you go to the main building, we can get a recruiter right on over to you too. For Georgia, Jamie, so if you live in Georgia and you are looking for flatbed, then orientation is in Bessemer, Alabama. But if you are in like the Atlanta area and you're looking for refrigerated, Fort Dodge, Iowa, or Missoula, Montana would be where you'd go for orientation. Always a good time. Yes. If you have any questions specific to your own or to yourself on your experience and where you live, talk to a recruiter. 888-668-0698. We are hiring out of Portland. Hi, Ted. Thanks for joining us. Yes, Portland, Oregon is over the road refrigerated. You'd be based out of Missoula, Montana. Again, great miles. Great equipment. We haven't even talked about the equipment. Mostly 579 Peterbilts, some 730 Volvos. They are all automatics. They are all equipped with APUs, refrigerators, bunk heaters, CB units, onboard scanners, navigation, company paid navigation. You have Sirius radio. Usually you're bringing the truck, yes, Matthew, you're bringing the truck home with you on your home time when you live, when you're living in Iowa. There are a few exceptions out of Montana for bringing the truck home with you, but all based off of area. What else with the trucks? Mostly 579 Pete's, I mentioned that. They're really well-equipped trucks. They're sharp. I'll have to put a video in here for you of what they look like. It's pretty shaky, but you get the gist of it. They're nice trucks. Average age is about 18 months for the trucks here. And the trailers are newer model as well. So the average age is a little bit, I think it's 3 years for those. instead of the 18 months. So they're a little bit older, but still very well maintained, newer model, and refrigerated and flatbed and van. Now that we have van opportunities. Any other questions? So just as a reminder of the new policies that went into effect, we do have a pet policy now that is that you're eligible for day one, as long as the dog is less than 35 pounds and meets all our criteria. And you can call a recruiter to make sure that your partner is okay to go. Again, it's $750 for the deposit. $250 is non-refundable, but the rest is. And the number is 888-668-0698. And apply online if you guys hear of any of these jobs that you're interested in. Again, bringing the truck home with you on your home time, you can apply at drivedecker.com. Let's see. Ted, yeah, Sirius Radio. There is Sirius Radio in the truck. Now, you do need to have a subscription, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's like $2 a week or something, but it's it's totally equipped in there for you. Rider policy is after 90 days. It's $25 a month for the rider, and they need to be between the ages of 10 and 69. This is, let's see. Is that the interior of the truck that you just posted, I think? Awesome, awesome. Yeah. Now, if you haven't already been on or followed our Facebook page, please do so, because we like to keep you updated on a weekly basis, especially with these Facebook Lives, but also with new information on company policies and procedures, or new runs or updates of any sort trucks that are coming in. So make sure that you follow us on Facebook, and of course on our YouTube channel, where we like to share the love over there as well. So our YouTube channel, let's see, the Decker Truck Line has posted the link in there for us so that we can take advantage of that as well. That's right. Oh, wonderful. With that referral bonus that I was talking about a little bit earlier, about all the different, I don't know, you've got the pay that pays within 90 days. You've got the, there's so many parts. You get the jacket, you've got the quarterly bonus drawings, you've got the end of the year drawing with a minimum of 50 drivers, 5 drivers referred is what I meant to say. And the business cards, I think I mentioned that, but also the Sirius Radio subscription. And I didn't mention that earlier. So yes, thank you for including that. So that Sirius Radio subscription is paid if you refer 2 drivers that are hired on within the year's time. So there you go. It pays for itself. Yeah. All right, so right now, we do have that Cargill load available that's running from Fort Dodge to Blair, Nebraska. It's a 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. shift, and you're home nightly for that. And then we also have a Hammond, Indiana short haul load. That is flatbed, and you'll be getting home nightly for that. Now, that pays a little bit different than some of our other flatbed positions. It pays per load, so you get paid $100 for the first load, and $125 for the second load within the day. So, and the first load goes to East Chicago. The second load could go to East Chicago, could go to southern Wisconsin, Michigan, but you're home nightly for that one. What else do I have? I've got local positions out of Dallas and out of Fort Worth. So if you have a doubles endorsement, and you're looking to be home nightly, they are paid $220 per shift, so $220 per shift, home nightly. Doubles endorsement required, but if you don't currently have it, we can get you the doubles endorsement. We can help you get the doubles endorsement coming up to Fort Dodge, Iowa for orientation. Then just tag on an extra day, so Friday we'll help you take care of that. But that will get you home nightly. You're getting paid the $220 per day, and it is no touch freight. Now it is slip seating because you're working opposite schedules. So if you're working a 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., then someone else is going to be coming in working the 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. shift, and you'll be just using the same truck. So swap them out. We've got a 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. and a 2 a.m. to 2 p.m. shift as well that you can take a look at. No, Ted, we don't require hazmat. However, we do pay $85 per hazmat load if one is available and you have your hazmat license. So $85 for the hazmat load. Matthew, I'm gonna have to double check with that. We do have the APUs in the trucks, and so we've got, I think they're 110. I mean, we've got CPAPs. A lot of guys that have the CPAPs, they plug into them. I'm assuming so. I'm assuming so, but I need to get you a correct answer on that one. Also for dedicated positions, we've got refrigerated dedicated positions out of Sioux City, Iowa that run to Chicago. That one is home every other night. We have St. Joe, Missouri refrigerated that runs to Chicago. That's home every other night. Hiring a lot on the St. Joe area and the Sioux City area for those. I do have some dedicated as well for the Chicago end for the St. Joe refrigerated position. Kenneth, I do not have local out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now I do have some Guymon, Oklahoma loads, which I realize is not Tulsa, it's the other side of the state, but that's dedicated, so that's home every other day, but not daily. The Tulsa area, you're looking at probably flatbed, getting you home about every other weekend, and running a lot of Southeast and a lot of Midwest. And they do, Ted, they do. I just not sure what I assume that's what the plugin is, but what else do we have? We went over the refrigerated, Midwest refrigerated. In some areas for our Midwest refrigerated, we do offer the guaranteed pay, which is $12.50 a week. And that will get you, if you're in Omaha, Sioux City, Storm Lake, Fort Dodge, Cherokee, Iowa, those will get you home weekly, as well as getting the guaranteed pay of $12.50. Of course, if your miles and pay exceed the $12.50, you'll get the better of the two. Okay. Yeah, I know with the CPAPs and everything, they're fine. Let's see, other dedicated positions that we've got open right now is out of San Marcos. This is another doubles position. So it's it's a doubles van position out of San Marcos that runs basically the state of Texas, a lot of Austin, San Marcos, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, and gets you home through the house about every 2 to 3 days, and then a couple of days off every 2 to 3 weeks. Kenneth, you live in Tulsa. Yeah. Every other weekend, though, I can't do every other day. I don't have a position available for you right there out of Tulsa that would get you home that often. Not as of right now, at least. You never know down the road how quickly we can get new opportunities. Our customer service department works pretty darn hard to take care of open opportunities and seeing open doors, I guess, as well as operations. Do a great job for you guys. Thank you. If I didn't already mention, I believe I mentioned the Richmond, Virginia dedicated. That is also doubles. So San Marcos, Dallas, and Richmond all require doubles endorsements, but we can help you obtain those if you don't already have them. So the doubles endorsement, it's an extra day in Fort Dodge running with the school and getting that doubles endorsement, which will help you and get you home, gives you more opportunities for these dedicated runs that we've got, and they are van. The Richmond will get you home every other day, every other night. Yeah, every other day, and home on the weekends. Awesome. Thanks, Kenneth. Sounds good. You can apply directly at drivedecker.com. Ted, no West Coast dedicated. I do have the over-the-road refrigerated out of Missoula, which we mentioned earlier, but no dedicated. So it'll get you home about every 14 to 17 days. So keeps your miles up, though. They do a great job of keeping your miles up. All right, very cool. So again, I mentioned just briefly, if you live in Georgia or Alabama and you're looking for a flatbed, we can get you home weekly out of Georgia and Florida. Georgia and Alabama, not Georgia and Florida. Florida, we do have some positions available. It is over the road flatbed, and that would get you home about every 3 weeks. So get you the right information here. Good. Here to please, Ted. So flatbed out of Alabama and Georgia, home weekly. Parts of northern Alabama and northern Georgia, we do have refrigerated as well, a flatbed, and that's about 2 weeks out at a time. Guaranteed pay for the Midwest refrigerated and the Midwest flatbed available out of a tight-knit area, especially out of Iowa. For the flatbed, if you're along 80, let's see, no, that's Midwest van. For flatbed, if you're around Mason City to Fort Dodge to Chicago, Milwaukee, that would get you home on the weekends, and it will get you home with guaranteed pay for the flatbed. Midwest guaranteed pay, $13.50. Of course, you can make up to 52 cents a mile with our flatbed divisions. If the miles that you are running exceed what you would make, the miles and the pay per mile exceed what you would make at the $13.50, you'll get the better of the two. Same goes for the Midwest refrigerated, if that's guaranteed pay. If the miles exceed miles and pay exceed the $12.50 for the Midwest refrigerated, you get the higher of the two. So weekly home time for Midwest flatbed, Midwest refrigerated in certain areas. Yeah, Terry, we do pay for training. So depending on what your circumstances are, you could be with a trainer for 3 to 5 weeks. You could be with them for 1 to 2 weeks. We pay $500 a week while you're with a trainer, and that's going to be in addition to orientation. Everybody goes through orientation. It's a week long, or almost a week long. We pay you $800 for it, $400 the week of orientation. So during it, we'll give you the $400 comp check. And then the second $400 is direct deposited, and that will be paid to you the week following. Right now, we have a bonus $100 Visa gift card that you get during the week of orientation as well. So training is available to those who have just recently graduated from a PTDI certified school, Professional Truck Driving Institute school, or which is a minimum of 160 hours, or minimum of 3 to 5 months tractor trailer 3 to 5 months, a minimum of 3 months of tractor trailer experience with over the road. So if you've got one or the other, we will train for 3 to 5 weeks. If you have, 6 or 7 months of over the road experience, but yet still not a year, we would do an extensive road test at the very least to make sure you do or do not need to go with a trainer. So to determine that. Flatbed training is a little bit longer. It is not as long as it used to be, Annette, but you are still correct. It's usually a week long. So usually through Friday for sure. Yes, ma'am. And we've got orientations in Bessemer, Alabama for flatbed. We have flatbed orientation in Fort Dodge, Iowa, as well as refrigerated orientation in Fort Dodge. And our refrigerated division out of Missoula, Montana also holds orientation. Aha, beat you. Beat you to the question. Yes, we do have training in Bessemer, in Fort Dodge, and in Missoula, Montana. And the training is done out on the road for the most part. Now, there are some exceptions. If you have a year of over-the-road experience and you're wanting to get into flatbed but have zero flatbed experience, then you're going to go out with a trainer locally within the Bessemer area or Fort Dodge area, and we'll put you up in a hotel during that time so that you can get your training done semi-locally, but still get the hands-on training beyond the hands-on training that you get coming out of orientation, because we do offer that as well. Now, if you are going out with a trainer for a week or maybe a day or two to get familiar with the flatbed, securing and tarping, then we pay you $100 for that, $100 per day for that. Orientation, again, is $800 for the week of orientation. Training pay while you're out on the road with the trainer over the road is $500 a week. And that's for those who don't have the driving experience. Awesome. Okay. So we do have owner operator as well as lease purchase positions available. I named off a few states that we don't have the lease purchase or owner operators positions available: California, Colorado, Illinois, Nevada, Connecticut, Maryland. There's a handful of them. So if you want to double check, give us a call. Either leave it in the comment section below, of course, or call our recruiter at 888-668-0698, and we will let you know. The lease purchase you do need to run as a company driver for 90 days first before you're eligible for the lease purchase program. The success rate has been, or has shown to be, more successful. Starting out as a company driver, kind of getting the rhythm and knowing both how we dispatch and how you run. And the whole idea is to make sure that we are all a success. So that is what we do. Yes, Jesse, so we do hire owner operators with your own truck. However, we don't need the trailer because we supply all the trailers. The maintenance on them is fantastic. You do not need to worry about that, as well as there's no trailer fee or trailer rental. I get asked that all the time, and we do not have that, so which is fantastic. So it would just be the tractor, and depending on the division, you're looking at a 2008 or newer for a tractor. Rex, you live in Western PA, so I've got flatbed out of like the Pittsburgh area. Is that what you're talking about? Awesome. Okay, so I think I'm reading that right, but we do have a flatbed out of the Western PA area, and that would be part of, well, you could be part of the over-the-road flatbed that's based out of Bessemer, Alabama, and you can also be part of the more Midwest flatbed that's based out of Fort Dodge, Iowa. So depending on what type of home time you're looking at, you can get home probably about every 14 to 17 days, 2 weeks. And in the flatbed out of Bessemer, you're looking at a little bit longer, probably 2 to 3 weeks out at a time. If you haven't already checked out our new website, we've got a lot of information on there as well that can kind of break down some of the specific pays for owner operator, for lease purchase, for the referral plan, each individual division. So if you rather read it than listen to me, then just go to drivedecker.com. Or, of course, you can apply online at drivedecker.com, which is probably what you want to do. And if you have any specific questions, you want to talk to a recruiter, you can reach them at 888-668-0698. All right, so we hit on a lot of different opportunities with us. Hopefully I'm not missing any that are currently available, at least. Again, we've got our Western refrigerated out of Missoula, Montana. We have our Midwest flatbed and Midwest refrigerated out of Fort Dodge, Iowa. We have our over-the-road flatbed out of Bessemer, Alabama. Dedicated van positions out of Dallas and Fort Worth, Texas. We have dedicated van out of San Marcos, San Antonio, or Austin area. We have Midwest, or excuse me, we have we have van positions available out of Richmond, Virginia, getting you home every other night. And dedicated, well, it's a short haul out of Hammond, Indiana. We've got that position available right now. Midwest refrigerated and Midwest flatbed, guaranteed pay. I've got those available out of more of a tight-knit area, like I mentioned before. We have a Midwest van, semi-dedicated. I briefly hit on that earlier, so I should probably hit on that one more time. But that Midwest van is available out of the Midwest, of course. And that is running a lot of pet supplies. And if you want more information on van opportunities, you can get a hold of our recruiter as well. It's 888-668-0698. It looks like it's getting pretty darn quiet on our comment section. So if there are no other questions, I really appreciate you guys spending the time with me and asking the questions, make sure that they're relevant for you. You've been a great audience. Of course, always apply at drivedecker.com. If you found a position or heard of a position that you're interested in, we would love to take care of you. And get a hold of a recruiter if you have more specific questions, or if you are referring a driver. If you are referring somebody, you can get a hold of them at 888-668-0698. And if you haven't already, if you know of somebody that has left Decker, or if you are someone that has left Decker and you are interested in coming back, then call a recruiter. We would love to be able to offer you the position back and take good care of you. You betcha, Ted. I appreciate your time and hope to be talking to you soon. Take care, you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.